Hey everybody, it's Carol with Refunction Crafts, and today I'm going to bring to you a sort of, hopefully a shorter video, not too long, where I'm going to be dressing up these pretty white butterflies using some Mod Podge and some very pretty napkins that I have here. And the napkins that I have, they're in pieces because I've already used some of them. I may be using those, or I think probably more likely these napkins. In fact, these are the ones I'm going to use because what I'm going to do is I'm going to recreate something from a piece that I made last week. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to show you guys what I did because my camera, for some reason, didn't record the video properly, so it just didn't work. So anyway, I'm sorry about that. But this I'm going to show you today is the piece that I created that you didn't get to see on video, and this is so beautiful, and this is why I'm so upset that you guys didn't get to see the video, because I really spent a lot of energy trying to make sure that this was going to come out exactly the way that I wanted it to. So this butterfly here is what we're going to be recreating today. And you can see it's a double-decker butterfly. It's got two butterflies that make the one. And so we're using these small white butterflies and these large white butterflies. And these butterflies actually were sent to me in a wonderful Happy Mail package from my friend Judy. And she sent me a bunch of these white butterflies. And they're actually made, I believe, using feathers is what they've done on the top, and then they've kind of glittered them up a little bit. So, but we're going to completely change these into something really, really beautiful. And the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take one large one and one small one, and we're going to use some Mod Podge, and I get this for $1 over at the Dollar Tree, this size bottle. If you want a bigger bottle, you'll probably have to go to a craft store or something to get that. But this is what we're going to use, is some Mod Podge. We're going to use some diamond dust, and this is Floracraft diamond dust that I get on Amazon, and I will provide a link down below. I also have some of this pink chunky glass glitter that I received in my last Happy Mail package from Debbie over at Kiki's Sale, and this is like a blush pink color. You can barely see the pink when you put it on, but it makes a really nice glitter, and we'll be using some triple thick. So without further ado, we're going to start on the big butterfly first. And what we're going to do is I've taken this napkin and I've taken the back 2 layers off of it. So the way that I normally do that is I tear the corner a little bit. I tear a little corner off, and then I take and separate them and peel the other edges off. I've already done that on this, so unfortunately I don't have another one that I can show you how to do that, because I've also done it on the bigger one. So but we'll just take it from here. Just make sure that if you have, some napkins are 2 layer, some are 3 layer, just make sure that you get that other 1 or 2 layers off the back. Usually the nicer napkins are a 3-ply napkin, so you can kind of tell by that. And these napkins here came from Kiki's Sale. I don't know if she has any more of them, but that is where I got these. So I'm just kind of tearing this around the flowers like that. And I'm probably going to need 2 groupings, so I'm going to, I'm going to go ahead and tear one more out. And this is the last little bit I have of this particular napkin. And then I have my other one here that has the smaller ones that we'll be using on the smaller butterfly. So I'm going to put those back in my box. And so these will be used on the big one. And then I'm just going to go ahead and get some of these smaller ones off of here for the smaller butterfly. And don't waste any of these flowers. You know, if they're popping off the edge, still use those flowers, because I break these napkins up, or I break the flower units up too if it's a smaller piece, so that I can spread them around. So sometimes I break these up into, you know, 2 or 3 pieces and they go around the project. So there's that. But I always tear around the edges, because I don't like sharp edges on my Mod Podge pieces. So that's just my preference. And on this particular piece, you really don't have straight edges that you have to meet up with at the, you know, at one end. So sometimes if you're doing like on the box that I did, sometimes if you're meeting it up with a straight edge, you're going to want to take the Mod Podge napkin, or the napkin, and butt it up on a straight edge like right here. I did not do that even on this one. I always tear them, as you can see on the front. I just tear around it and put the pieces on, and some of the pieces may be torn off of another part of the napkin and placed, you know. So that's the way I roll with my Mod Podge. So anyway, okay, so these are going to go with the small ones. We've also got a little thing of bling here that we may bling these up a little bit further than the one that's on the box, just because we can. And I have some other little bits and pieces here that we may use, or we may not. I don't know. Haven't decided. So really all I'm going to do is I'm just taking my Mod Podge and I'm pouring a little bit in the lid. I know some of you may be saying, oh, no, don't do that. I'm not worried about it. So it makes it easy for me, quick and easy for me to do this. And I'm almost out of the Mod Podge in this particular bottle. So it's going to be going in the trash soon anyway. So I'm just going to kind of place this, and you guys have seen me do my other butterflies. This fits very nicely on this wing of the butterfly. And hopefully this one will fit nicely on this side. And we'll be set. I'm just going to tear a little bit of these edges off here around this side. I hope everybody's husbands and dads and everybody had a very nice Father's Day yesterday. Ours was pretty quiet because my husband's kids were both out of town over the weekend. So my kids came and they brought, they came for my birthday and for Father's Day. So they came and they brought my husband a nice little, it's like a little hammock type thing that goes in the back of his truck, so that our dogs can ride around with him and not get their hair all over the place and everything, because Jeff is very particular about his truck. He likes to keep it clean, and he doesn't like to have dog hair, so he hasn't been taking the dogs with him a lot, although he loves to take the dogs. He hasn't been taking them because they've been shedding hair all over the place. So he got this little hammock thing that protects the seats and the floor and all that good stuff. So he's super excited to use it for the doggies and take them for some rides. So he got that. And then my kids got me a charm to add to the Brighton charm bracelet that they bought me for Mother's Day a couple of years ago. So they got me a beautiful charm for that to add to it. And then a tote bag that I will be using for work to go back and forth. So that was exciting. I'm not going to tell you guys how old I am. I turned another year older, that's all. That's all. But anyway, I had a really great weekend, so it was one of my best weekends in a long time. So that was a good thing. We needed that. With all this craziness going on in the world right now, we all need a little break from all of the COVID-19 thing. And with me working in healthcare, I kind of deal with that whole issue a lot. Thankfully, I'm not a nurse. My daughter is an RN, and she deals with it way more than I could even, you know, all of the healthcare issues and stuff, way more than I could even possibly imagine. But for me, it's just the craziness and not being able to do things the way we used to do them. And, you know, everybody's just on edge, it seems like, lately, and getting worse. And it's just terrible. Terrible, terrible. And then with all the other stuff going on too, it's been scary. And so we tried to have a weekend full of not stressful things, and that's exactly what we did. So I'm just taking my Mod Podge and I just brush it on the top of the butterfly first, and then add my napkin over it. And I've got some edges that from the napkin that kind of go over the edge, and I'm just taking those and kind of going over to the back side a little bit and brushing that on. It's okay. These butterflies are a little bit flimsy. I guess you could say they're not real thick. So we're going to be using the triple thick. When we use that, that's going to help to harden up these butterflies so that they're a little more sturdy and not so flimsy. We do want to make sure that we get this all down and so that there's no bubbles. And these butterflies do have some little pearls, if you can see those at the top. I'm just covering those little pearls with the napkin and the Mod Podge. And if they pop through, they pop through. That's a cool addition. So that's not a problem if the pearls pop through. Just let them go, because it just adds a little bit more interest to it. And now I'm going to do the little one. And I'm trying to do this as quickly as I can, you guys. Actually, the little one doesn't need a lot. There's not going to be a lot that's going to fit. So I can use this smaller piece probably on one side, and then maybe just kind of pluck a couple of flowers off of the other side. Okay, so we got that little bit on, and maybe actually with this one, I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull some off of this other piece, and I'll save that little rose. I mean, any extra little pieces that you have, save those, because you can use them on something else. And I think I'm just going to take this piece. This piece is kind of more towards the bottom. I think on this side I'm going to do it more towards the top, and those are the two pieces that we're going to use on this one. And I'm trying to get it over to the side of the bug's, or the butterfly's body. I guess they are kind of a bug, but a very pretty bug. And you guys know me, I love my butterflies, and I love to make things that I can use butterflies in. So this was a fun project for me. And like I said, the box was so fun to make, and so it's just turned out so beautiful that I was so upset when I figured out that my camera didn't record it properly. I mean, it was there. It was, you know, big recording, but then my computer couldn't read it when it was done, it said something was wrong with the file or something. I don't know. And I don't know whether it's my camera or my my memory card that's in it. So I am going to go buy another memory card. So I'm hoping this doesn't happen on this video. That's the other reason I'm trying to make this as quick as possible. Okay, so we've got all of the Mod Podge on there. These butterflies would be pretty just like that. You can see how pretty that Mod Podge is. So we've got that on there, and the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take some triple thick, and again, I get this on Amazon as well. I'm going to take this and I'm just going to kind of put a couple of dollops over the top of these butterflies, and then we're going to spread it around. And this is going to help these butterflies to get a strong, harder finish so that they're not so flimsy. And it will make them more sturdy. I guess that's really all we need to say. They'll be nice and sturdy. Okay, and now I'm going to take my brush. I've cleaned the Mod Podge off of it, and I'm just going to take my brush and sort of smear the triple thick around over the top of this butterfly. And actually, I think I'm not going to worry about blinging these out right now. I think I'm just going to do the plain butterflies like I did on the box, because that's the main purpose of this video, is to show you how you can take something that's very plain and turn it into something really, really beautiful. And because these butterflies are white, it makes it really easy, because you could use any napkin with any print and just kind of make it your own, you know, your own little project. So, okay, so we've got that covered. We've got both of them covered with triple thick. And so now I'm going to take a little bit of this pink blush. Oh my goodness. Oh, I thought I was totally out of focus. I'm gonna this is glass, you guys, so if you use glitter glass, please, or diamond dust, please don't use it with children around. I'm just gonna sprinkle a little bit of this. This is the blush color. I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit over the roses and just kind of off onto the wings a little bit to give it that pink cast, and we're gonna use some of the clear as well. So we'll just do this first. I don't want to use up all of my pink. It's really pretty. I've never had any of the colored glitter glass before. So when my friend Debbie sent me this pink, I was super excited because I got to use something that was a little bit different than my usual. So thank you, Debbie. I appreciate it. As I appreciate everything Debbie sends me. If you get the chance to go and sign up with Kiki Sale over on Facebook, I know she's kind of trying to limit the number of people in the group right now, because her supplies are not coming in as quickly as she normally likes them to come in. And so she doesn't want to make her regular customers that have been there for a long time and supporting her miss out on stuff because she's put too many people in the group. And what she does is she uses the money for, she rescues kitty cats. And so she uses the money to do her cat rescues and for the food and all that stuff. It's just kind of an extra thing that she does. So now we're taking the clear diamond dust and we're just sprinkling that over the entire top of the butterfly, and you can still see the flowers shining brightly through. And we're going to get the little one. And there we have two very sparkly, beautiful butterflies And then if you want to do something to the bodies, you could add, what I do is I take, let's see, I have some sitting here. I take some of my pearl and rhinestone chain, and I'll just take and glue that to the center of the body. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my hot glue and go right across the top there, and just put that across the body. And I think I have another piece that I can use on the small one. I do. I think it's a little bit long, so we're going to maybe cut that down just a tad. I had already had these glued on something else, and then I took them off, and so there's a little bit of glue on the bottom of them already, but that's okay. That's why I call my shop Refunction Crafts, because I refunction things. I reuse pieces that I didn't feel I could use on something else, and you know, that's just the way I roll. I'm thinking maybe I could add... No, I'm not going to do that for now. This is all we're going to do in this video. We're going to do these butterflies. We've made them sparkle and shine. And then you can also do anything you want to add to these and embellish them. But the next step that I did, as you can see with this one here, I've layered it. So this is 2 butterflies turned into 1. So what I would do is, honestly, I would take this off of this butterfly, and I would, here, we're just going to do that, because I know I can get this off of here. We're going to do what I intended to do in the first place. Okay, so we've taken that piece off the top of the big butterfly, and we're going to take the small butterfly, and we're just going to glue that onto the top of the big butterfly. But what I would want you to do is use some E6000 in that process, because if you don't, they are going to come apart at some point. So you have to make sure that you get them together the right way. I had to poke a hole in my E6000 because it's sort of dried on the top there. Okay, so we're going to put a bit of E6000. Close that up as soon as you squeeze it on, and then I'm going to take and put a couple of dots of hot glue on the back of the little butterfly. We have just a little string of hot glue there, and I'm going to lay it on top of the big butterfly. And at this point, you kind of want to try and keep them from touching if you can. You want to keep this little butterfly up because they're still wet. So that's going to be the hard part right now. So I'm going to try and get the hot glue to set here. I've got them not touching right now. Get that hot glue to set, and then you just set these out to dry. And that hot glue just did not set. So another thing you can do, since this is not, let's see, I have some of these, and I think what I'll do is I'll just take one of these big flat back pearls and put one on each side underneath. To hold that small butterfly up. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. I don't mind, you know, losing a couple of these flat back pearls because they, I have a ton of them. So that's okay. But it will hold that up so that that E6000 has a chance to dry. And we're all good with the sparkles. I'm going to try and pick this up so that it's not... Okay, so that's what we have. is a double butterfly. And once this dries, you can kind of manipulate it a little bit. Once it's dry, it's going to be much harder and it won't move around so much. But that is your sparkly butterfly, your double-decker butterfly. And look at the sparkles in that thing. It's so, so, so gorgeous. And these make the most amazing embellishments. And then you can just cut these wires off when you go to use them, or use them to attach them to something. I leave them on until I'm ready to do something with the butterflies, just because, you know, if I want to, I can even kind of hook them to something while they are not being used. So anyway, that's my butterflies. Thanks so much for watching today, you guys. Make sure that you share this video with your friends and family, and maybe they would enjoy watching. And then also, I will be doing a giveaway at 4,000 subscribers. We're almost there. I'm almost to 3,900, so we've got about 100 and something to go. So let's try and get to that 4,000 mark so that I can do a giveaway, and I'll give away something pretty like this butterfly or something else. But when I do my giveaway video, what I will do is I will do a project, and that project will probably be my giveaway piece. So just so you guys know, I think I'm going to see how many of these white butterflies I have. And I don't know how many napkins I have. I'm going to go through my napkins and maybe make some kits so that you guys can make your own butterflies. In those kits, I will also add some of the clear diamond dust. I won't be adding the pink, but I will add some of the clear, which adds a gorgeous sparkle to anything. And maybe we'll have some kits just to make these butterflies. So you'll get one big and one small butterfly, and then some napkin pieces to cover them with, just enough to cover the butterflies, and maybe some bling for down the middle. And then the only thing you will have to get yourself is your Mod Podge and your triple thick, because I won't be able to add that to the kits. But outside of that, everything else, the sparkle and everything else will be included. So let me see how many of these butterflies I have and how many kits I can make, and I'll do that for you guys so that you have those available to work with. So anyway, everybody, please have a blessed day. Take care of yourself. Stay safe. Stay healthy and well. And please leave comments down below if there is anything that you would like to see me do that I haven't done. Please, you know, leave a comment. Maybe mention that you'd like to see me do something else. I have lots of things that I'm planning on doing here in the very near future. But I just have to get things going. I'm in the process of moving my craft room right now. So during that portion of the process, I think I may be out of commission for a short time anyway. But anyway, I'm trying to clean up the other room that I'm going into and get that ready for all of my stuff to be moved over. So anyway, thanks so much for watching, guys. Be blessed, be safe, take care, and make sure you hit the subscribe button and the bell so that you'll be notified when I do future videos. Thanks so much. Bye, guys.